No star-spangled banners flying high, Santa's waiting, but the eagle won't try. Pretoria's got a thorn in its side, diplomatic poker played worldwide. Ace on the table, hearts on the floor. Who's keeping score? Who's keeping score? No USA in RSA. Big summit's gone astray. Trump said his piece, now he's on his way. No USA in No USA in RSA. Blank stares, the Ainsley's got no plan. Sad faces, but the show must stand. From Washington to Johannesburg sand, the game is rigged, the dealer's hand. Ace on the table, hearts on the floor. Who's keeping score? Who's keeping score? No USA in RSA. Big summit's gone astray. Trump said his piece, now he's on his way. No USA in No USA in RSA. Oh,
Good evening, folks. Welcome back. Whoops, that's still playing. Good evening, folks. Okay, there we go. Good evening, folks. Welcome back. This is Chris live in central Pennsylvania. It is Sunday night, November 9th, 2025. Monday morning in South Africa and points further east as well as in Europe. Welcome to the program. Breaking news at this hour, the Senate is in session voting on a cloture motion to end the shutdown after 40 days. The vote is 59 to 40 when I looked at it a few minutes ago. Let's go ahead and tune in and see if they've got that last vote. 99 votes. You need 60 votes to make this happen. I'm not sure what the holdup is, but we have not gotten that last vote. Is there a holdout senator? I do not know the situation. All I can tell you is that they are supposed to be voting at this hour right now. That's the situation. It's a motion to invoke cloture on the motion to proceed in consideration of House Resolution 5371, the Continuing Appropriations Bill. And that's the situation at this hour. Whether that changes, I don't have an answer, but I can tell you that there's 100 senators and there's 99 votes have been turned in. And I do not know what's going off that last vote, what the holdup is, if there's a holdout senator, if it's a Democrat or Republican. But I can tell you that at this hour, we do not have an agreement. We do not have an agreement. They are voting on this measure, and I'm not sure what's taking for this vote. If that last vote doesn't come in, you have to have 60 votes in order to invoke this cloture measure. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So I don't know. Do we have it passed or not? Apparently not. John Cornyn, okay. There you go, Phoenix. Thank you. I couldn't find any updates to that. So John Cornyn is a Texas senator who's an unreliable conservative, and that may be the problem at this hour. But it is after 10 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. The Senate looking for that final vote. This is the nuclear option here. The nuclear option. So if John Cornyn, that means that at least 6 Democrats or / independents have voted for this measure to own this or to end this government shutdown. Many things would happen if the government shutdown ends. Immediately, people will begin to getting paid once again. Furloughs will end, and approximately 500,750,000 government workers will return to their offices tomorrow, if in fact this thing ends tonight. In addition to that, we'll also see that supplemental nutritional assistance program, SNAP, food stamp benefits will resume. Military who will be getting paid will continue to get paid. Air traffic controllers will get paid now, and hopefully can stop this. As I said, I believe that what has held this up has been the Democrats playing hardball, and the problem here is that them playing hardball means that people go without and people suffer. The other thing that's important for South Africans who are watching the program will be interested in this. Of course, what matters to South Africans interested in the refugee assistance and refugee program is that this will likely lead to a resumption of travel for South African refugees returning or coming to America. Again, my prediction was that 7 to 10 days minimum after this thing is approved. I hope that I'm wrong in that. That was an assessment based on them not booking flights in advance, but it appears that they were clever and have booked flights in advance. So if this thing kicks off now, it might very well be that people start flying very soon. Whatever the case is, do not expect people to fly immediately, but do expect them to go shortly afterwards. So that's the situation this hour, folks. We need one vote. One vote. One vote. Yes, the world needs this. A disruption in the U.S. airspace is not helpful to anyone, let alone to American citizens. Dates have been changed, so it will have to be voted again next Friday. What do you mean dates have been changed? I don't understand what you're saying. Alex in from Ohio. What's going on, Alex? Let me show everybody to the chat here. So we've got Sloth Puppy and one of the original gangsters here. Rebecca, good morning. No, the deal isn't finished. They're voting on the deal, but you need to get 60 votes in order to get this. So it's 59 to 40, and that's a problem. We need one more vote. I don't know what John Cornyn is doing. Let me see if I can find what he's up to in Twitter. Let me go there, see if I'm still logged in, if I get logged out of Twitter. No, I'm still logged in. That's good news. Okay, let's go for John Cornyn. Oh, hang on a second. Fikele Mabalu says there's no racial discrimination happening in South Africa. Imperialist flirtations. Oh, well, Fikele Mabalu just opened his mouth up and put his own, well, I don't want to say what he put in his mouth, but he put something in his mouth you shouldn't put in your mouth, particularly if you can't be contortionist. Wow, we are going to have fun with that video when I make that video. So Fikele Mabalula has opened his mouth up against Secretary. Wow. That is interesting. Interesting. Wow. Yep. So your redress laws seek revenge against new generation of people due to inherited guilt because of what others have done based on skin color. Exactly right. Yep. Wow. The fact that such racist garbage is not recognized by the people who promulgate it is just shocking. I suppose the National Party was correct too there, Fikele Mabalu, and their racist laws. Yeah, you're such an ass, buddy, I'll tell you. Wow, this guy is dumb as a box of rocks, and that's a compliment. He's not even that smart. Wow. Anyway, ANC Secretary General has really put his foot in his mouth here, and that's just going to piss Trump off. That is not the answer here. Not the answer here. Ronnie Lamola actually took a more balanced approach to this. It says the Senate reaches the deal and the chamber set the vote in the source. Well, the deal is reached, but until you get to 60 to 6, you can't get there. You have to have 60 votes. The CNN reaches the deal at 9:26. They say Senate's voting now to break a Democratic filibuster. The vote comes after a critical step. At least 8 Democratic senators reached a deal with the Senate, GOP leaders, and White House to reopen the government. But they have to have a vote. We don't have the last vote. You have to have 60 votes. So how can 8 Democrats agree to a deal? And what's this? What do you mean? What am I signing into CNN? What is this bullshit? Oh, Jimmy Chris. Forgot password. Now I got to go to frickin' email because I got signed out of CNN. Ugh. Just looking to see if it's there. Why are people sending me messages my personal account? I've told people not to do that. Obviously, they don't watch my videos. Well, apparently, I don't have a CNN account when I thought I did. All right, well, whatever. Yeah, there's no deal at this hour, folks. You're out of free articles. When did this start? Now you have to pay for articles on CNN? Oh, screw the CNN. Who are the 8 Democrats voting for the government shutdown? Okay, let's see what that says. Oh, no, you can't even see any CNN now. You got to pay. Suddenly it's a paywall for CNN. Pfft. Fetterman is one of them. I can't tell who the rest of them are. Tim Kaine looks like another one here. Wow. View plans. Now you have to pay for CNN? $70 a year. Wow. I don't think so. They're desperate. CNN's desperate now. You got to pay. Well, that's the end of reporting on CNN News. They're behind a paywall, which took place today. They weren't behind a paywall yesterday. I don't know what you mean by dates have been changed, O'Neill. All right, so. Oh, you mean the date for the date for the period of of course it was going to expire in November, so it had to be changed. This is only a 6-week period that they did to give him 6 weeks. Please don't salt rocks. Trump has really ruffled some feathers with the U.S. not going G20. Yeah, no, it's I saw someone comment on the article, one of these articles, and they said that well, that's good. They shouldn't go. Brazil should just take over. Brazil, give me a joke. This is what happens when nobody's into your club. So I don't know what the deal is here, but we're waiting on that 60th vote. So if 8 Democrats cross the floor and vote, which they obviously didn't, otherwise we would already be over the threshold. There's 53 Republicans. If 8 Democrats had passed over, that would have put it at 62. We'd already have 3 more votes, but we don't. That means 3 of the Democrats who promised to cross the aisle were lying sacks of horse manure. They did not cross the aisle. Did not cross the aisle. So here are the Senate aides sitting there being silly at this hour, doing nothing useful. See her there wrapping her hands back and forth. She must be cold on the floor there. You're on camera there, sweetheart. Acting like a child isn't helpful. Professional setting. So that's what's happening right now at this hour, folks. We'll come back to that should something change. Should something change, we'll come back to that. But so it's Senator Cornyn. Is that who it is? I wasn't aware. So thanks for that update. All right, so we'll just put that in the background. So the Senate claims to have reached a deal, but they have not reached a deal because it hasn't been voted on. If they approve the compromise, it will put an end to the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. On the verge of overcoming a key procedural hurdle, on a bill to end the government shutdown is funding impasse nears its 41st day. Sunday evening, following an unusually busy weekend at the Capitol, it saw bipartisan negotiations and all-nighters by legislative staff. Enough Democrats have voted for the proposal to all but ensure that at least 60 senators will agree to invoke cloture on the funding bill. Finalization of the procedural vote was slowed as 4 Republicans, including John Cornyn, Mike Lee, Rick Scott, and Ron Johnson, held out at the last minute. 7 Democrats, including independent, cast affirmative votes, including Dick Durbin. Dick Durbin, that's a shocker. Tim Kaine, Jeanne Shaheen, Angus King, Catherine Cortez Masto, Jackie Rosen, Maggie Hassan, and John Fetterman. Fetterman's not a surprise. Catherine Cortez Masto, who barely won her seat in Nevada, that's not a surprise. Angus King, who's a fake Democrat, fake Republican in Maine, that's not a surprise. Jackie Rosen in Nevada, also not a surprise. Jeanne Shaheen in New Hampshire, not a surprise. Dick Durbin is a shock. Tim Kaine is a shock as well. Yep. Though a funding bill has already passed the House, the bill taken up by the Senate differs, and the House will need to take a separate vote. That's correct. So don't forget that, folks. The bill that the Senate is going to vote on is different because they have to change the dates, so it's going to have to go to the House, and they're going to have to vote on as well. Yep, Democrats will ever known as the longest holdout in history. Yep. After 40 long days, I'm hopeful we can finally bring the shutdown to an end, said Senate Majority Leader John Thune. The proposed stopgap funding agreement led by GOP side by Senate Appropriations Committee Chairperson Susan Collins, a fake Republican from Maine, resulted from days of backroom negotiations. So what did we give up? What did we surrender to get the Democrats to come to the table? Did we cave? Let's see. The multi-part deal includes a House-passed clean funding bill to punt government funding into January, a vote on a 3-part appropriations package dubbed the minibus, and a promise from Thune that the Senate will take up a vote on extending Affordable Care Act subsidies later this year. The minibus funding bill under consideration would greenlight full-year funding for 3 sectors of government, ensuring that these sectors will maintain funding even if there's another shutdown. Speaking about the minibus on the Senate floor ahead of the vote, Collins encouraged passage of the agreement, noting that it came about in part because her staff missed an entire night's sleep. Oh, they missed a night of sleep. Oh, shut up. Who cares? The deal will put an end to the longest government shutdown. Previous attempts by Senate Republicans to reopen the government, tallying 14, have failed as Democrats continue. 14 times Democrats have put their name in infamy by voting against a government flat spending bill. So John Cornyn is yet to vote. I don't know what he's holding out for here, but it's not good. It's not good. Not good. So Fikile Mabalula has given me an opportunity to make yet another video. Wow. South Africa shrugs off Trump's G20 boycott over Afrikaner claims. Well, go ahead and shrug it off all you want. G20 Leaders Summit will go ahead as planned despite U.S. President Trump's boycott over alleged mistreatment of white Afrikaners. Trump announced Friday that no U.S. officials would attend the two-day event. It's a total disgrace. No government officials will attend. The department said Trump's post was regrettable and his claims about the persecution of Afrikaners misplaced. Now, that's good diplomatic language right there. It's regrettable and misplaced. South Africa wishes to state for the record that characterization of Afrikaners as an exclusively white group is ahistorical. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're saying. Are they saying Afrikaners are not just white? That's what I've been saying, and I've been called a racist for that. Furthermore, the claim that this community faces persecution is not substantiated by fact. Now, that's just a lie. President spokesman Vincent Magwenya said Trump's move had no implications for SA's leadership at the G20. We remain well engaged with the world in the U.S. It's the U.S. that's disengaging with the world. That's untrue. The United States is disengaging from South Africa. We're not going to promote a country that represents racial oppression. We didn't do it in the 1980s when we didn't support the apartheid government. We're not going to do it in the 2020s. We're not going to support racial oppression. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. The National Party also denied racial oppression and that it had laws based on race. Remember that? It's the same movie. Same movie. Just the people in charge are fatter, dumber, uglier, and have different skin color for the most part. Oh, okay. So he was in Texas. So 15 minutes ago, if he landed at Dulles, well, Dulles is not 15. Dulles is going to take him about an hour to get there. Yeah. If he landed at Dulles, if he should have gone national, he could have been at the Capitol building in 10 minutes. It's going to take him about an hour to get there. So 15 minutes ago, that means 10 o'clock. That means maybe by 11, while we're still on, we might get a vote. Yep. So what is Cornyn not doing in D.C. this hour? J.C. Bota, fake news, will still blame Trump. Of course they will. They already blame him for everything. They still blame him for Russia collusion, which was total fiction. And people actually believe it. They still believe he peed on prostitutes. I mean, if you're going to make something up, make it plausible, you know? Okay. Thank you, Marcel. Where are you getting that information from? Twitter? Lack of U.S. President Leader Summit would have little effect on the final outcome as negotiations for declarations we made had largely been concluded. Many of the G20 finance and Sherpa track meetings in the run-up to the summit had included U.S. officials. They're claiming the government shutdown may have contributed to Trump's decision. I don't think so. Trump's continued targeting of South Africa took place against the backdrop. No, there's no targeting of South Africa. It's South Africa that's targeting the United States. South Africa is targeting the United States. That's simply the case. And here, Richard Bryant says, Ramaphosa should hand over the reins of the G20 to Brazil. If the U.S. can't attend, they forfeit the right to lead it. Oh, shut up. You're a stupid South African. You don't know anything about the G20. Okay. Thank you very much, Marcel. Appreciate that. Russia was targeting civilian infrastructure in Ukraine last couple of nights. Well, yeah, that's not a surprise. They're at war. They're at war. Civilian infrastructure contributes to the war. Well, Durko has dispelled Trump's Afrikaner disinformation, except it's not disinformation. So this article I'm going to cover in depth, Jan Herba, in a video. Because Jan Herba does a number of things here that are nothing but opinion. Nothing but opinion. On Friday night, on the ironically titled social media platform he owns, Truth Social, he posted, so that is propaganda, Jan Herba. When you write a sentence on the ironically titled social media platform he owns, that's just propaganda. It's ironic because you're being an asshat. It's not ironic. That's the name of the site. Basically, you're implying that he's lying, and that's because you're a propagandist, Jan Herba. Yep, and he goes on with several other things here. Relations between Pretoria and Washington have been fraught since Trump took office in January. That's untrue. Relations between Washington and D.C. have been fraught for several years and rose to a high level, the current situation they're currently in April of 2024, before Trump ever became president. So this is dishonest. It's not even genuine reporting. Yep. He says Ramaphosa's delegation were met with hostility at the White House. They weren't met with hostility. Trump didn't yell at them. Trump wasn't dishonest with them. Trump didn't raise his voice with them. Trump didn't interrupt them. They interrupted Trump. He said, well, that's not true. Look at this. What about this? What about this? That's not hostility. There's no hostility. It was just subterfuge by the South African delegation. So Jan Gerber is just a propagandist for the ANC. Yeah. And people at News 24 wonder why no one trusts their news, because this isn't news. This story is not on the opinion page. It's on the politics page. Ladies and gentlemen, it's on the politics page. Right there. Politics. Not op-ed. Here's opinion. That's opinion. Analysis, columnists, briefing, cartoons. This is politics. That's news. Jan Gerber is a propagandist spreading fake news on Cockprot 24. And they wonder why nobody wants their network. That's right. Thank you. They arrived. Yeah, hostility. You forgot about that. Thank you, Phoenix. They arrived 35 minutes late, 40 minutes late. Like African potentates arriving there, like they're somebody important. They kept the president of the United States waiting for 45 minutes. So disrespectful. Eight Democratic senators have joined. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, O'Neill, because that's a lie. They may have agreed to it, but they didn't vote. If 8 Democrats had voted, we would already have the total we need. There's 53 Republicans. If 52 Republicans had voted for this plan, 53 have voted, and 8 Democrats have voted, then we would have 62 votes, or 61 votes, 61 votes. But we have 59. So that means 3 of the Democrats lied. 3 of the Democrats who promised to vote for this lied. They voted against it. 3 lied. 3 lied. Because at 59, we'd have 60, 61, 62. But we have 59. Cornyn votes will have 60. That means that we'll have 53 Republicans and 7. Oh, sorry. So one of them lied. One of them lied. Well, 3 of them lied. Yeah, we would have 62. Yeah. So they lied. Let me take a look. We're still at 59-40. So Jan Gerber is spreading misinformation. Ronnie Lamola has chosen to pick a fight with Marco Rubio. That isn't going to go well for him. Minister Lamola challenges Secretary Rubio's claims on Africana persecution ahead of the G20 summit. See, here's the problem. If they keep this shit up, the Trump administration is going to trot people out and show photographs of the brutal murders and slayings of Afrikaners on farms. They're going to show the torture victims. They're going to take the testimony, and we're going to have hearings on this. Keep pushing the button. Keep pushing the button. Keep running your mouth, Fikile Mabula. Keep running your mouth, Ryan Moll. Keep lying about what's happening in South Africa. And guess what? This shit's going to be all over the planet. There are photos. There's video evidence. There's the real document, the real documents, the real statistics. Keep lying. Piss Trump off. That is not a good look. You don't want to piss Trump off, but keep it up. Keep calling Trump a liar. Keep saying the U.S. is misrepresenting. Keep saying this isn't true. Just keep it. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. And guess what? All of this stuff will come out. And you can try to cover it up. But what will happen is Trump will call a special news press conference and nobody will know what the topic is. And boom, pictures of tortured and murdered people in South Africa. Boom, facts. Boom, facts. Boom, facts. Law here. 4% white males in management in private corporations. 3% tax given to people who are only black. Taken from everybody, give to only people who are black. Go ahead. Keep your dumbass diplomatic bullshit going. Keep it going. It's about as smart as freaking syphilis. Stop being stupid. You are destroying South Africa. Your stupidity, your ignorancy, your arrogance. This is not Burkina Faso. This is not Chad. You can't puff your chest up and win this argument. You are tangling with the bear. You are tangling with the 800-pound gorilla, and you're making a dumb mistake, and you're stupid. Listen to what I'm telling you. Shut your cake holes and stop this nonsense, because you're leading South Africa into oblivion. You can sit there and deny it all you want. The laws are written for anybody to see. And you can make all these dumbass excuses for black supremacists and racists who believe the bullshit. It won't change. But for rational people, go, wait a second. So you mean to tell me that the government of South Africa has passed legislation that forces companies to only have 4% of their managers who are white? What if only 4% of managers were allowed to be black? We'd be screaming crazy bloody murder. This will not go well. These are juveniles. This is the 30% crowd, including Ramaphosa, who are walking into this den And they're going to get slaughtered. It's like going against the Spartans in Halo. No chance. No chance. Unbelievable. Oh, Rand Paul did vote yes. Okay, then maybe the Democrats, okay. Well, I don't have the actual, where are you getting the actual totals from, guys? Where are you getting the actual totals from? Okay, where are the totals coming in? Senate vote. Okay, let's see. I'm looking now to see. It was 53-43 the other day on this. No, that's not what I want. I want the actual vote now. See, this is so hard to find. Where can I find this? Let's go to X and try that. Oh my God. Carl Nyhorst is calling Gary Player racist. Wow. 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 If anybody's a racist, you know, he should look in the mirror. My goodness. Wow. Gary Player being called a racist by none other than dipshit Carl Nyhorst. So this is what Gary Player had to say. Over my 72 years of traveling around the world, I've always encouraged people to visit South Africa to see our natural treasures. One of my great pleasures is visiting our game reserves, and many times I've had over the years with my family, my friends like Jack and Arnold, Jack Nicholas and Arnold Palmer. I just had the pleasure of coming to Cheetah Plains with my girlfriend and close friends as guests of Yapi and Shari van Niekerk. And what experience has been? My dream is for all of you to come to this place, deep in the bush, but pure luxury. When you arrive here, the African staff welcomes you, indigenous songs to set the mood. It's incredibly special and pure bliss. That's all Gary Player said. What is wrong with that? But the race-hustling scumbag piece of human feces, Carl Nyhorst, had this to say. This horrible racist man is totally tone deaf. He does not even realize the racist undertone is his patronized message. And now I know I'm going to get an avalanche of abuse from all the other tone-deaf white racist colonists telling me that I'm wrong and how much they hate me. Bring it on, guys. Every time you do so, you only to expose yourself. You're a fucking moron, Carl Niehaus. You're a racist pig, according to what you wrote here. You admitting you're being a racist pig. That's what you said right there, isn't it? Maybe we misunderstood what you're saying because it's so convoluted. Wow. Unbelievable. Wow. Wow. That's shocking. But not surprising. You see these stop this. Keeps trying to pop stuff. These black supremacists, including there are black supremacists who are white. Yep. Yeah, if it wasn't true, why are thousands leaving this country? Why do 82 people leave South Africa and abandoned every day without the refugee program? Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Carl Niehaus is an ass, a total ass, calling Gary Player racist because he celebrates African indigenous music. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sick people, truly sick people. What about the African staff, Utopi? What about the African staff? What's it about? That they sing songs? What did he say that's racist, Utopi? What am I missing here? What am I missing? Why are there so few people here at this hour? It's on a Monday, too. That's weird. Is it really being hidden that much? Let me check on something else. This video died or is it dead? Is it still going somewhere? Okay. Yeah, it's died. Oh, boy. All this work to put into videos and no views on them. That sucks. Good morning, Reno Faster. Yeah, turn on the lights. Dim the lights, Natalie, yeah. Yes, to Nyhorst it is because he's a dumbass. Yeah, the shadow ban is real. It's definitely real. Definitely real. There's no doubt about that. We had 500 people watching yesterday because they knew that they knew when it was coming. That's why. Yep. Anyway. Yep. Wow. Anyway, Lamola challenges it. So so let's back to that story. No, before that, let me go check on the vote. Still 59-40. Okay, let's get back to Minister Ronnie Lamola. Stop popping that up. Ronnie Lamola. Here we go. Challenges. So, Rubio said, oh, Alex, welcome to you. Thank you for your membership, Alex. Appreciate you joining. Afrikaner has been continuously subjected to violent racial discrimination by the South African government. I applaud POTUS' decision to not waste taxpayer dollars sending our diplomats to G20 while this heinous violence continues. Wow. And so, in response, Ronnie Lamola says, claims of white genocide or its euphemism Afrikaner persecuting or imagine. No one's claiming that. See, this is deflection. Deflection. There's no claim of white genocide. That's made up by Ronnie Lamola, once again. Now he's calling Afrikaner persecution a euphemism for white genocide. Do you see how they're trying to change the goalpost? Yep. 225 people were victims of crimes on farms, according to police. That's factually untrue. They lie about it. They lie about it all the time. We've exposed their lies. Exposed their lies. Well, they're the ones that say African all the time, Del Marie. I mean, I'm always calling out the media for calling, in fact, that was part of a video I just worked on yesterday, or today, I should say. It's still Sunday. Where's that video at here? So that's going to be under this folder here. Documents. Okay, modified. Yeah, here you go. On the Radabe video, I said, so exactly what I said here. So let me see. They're the ones that say African, not me. Black, yes. White, brown, yes. Colored, yes. But they're the ones that are always saying that nonsense. So where did I put this at? Come on, where's it at here? Come on, now I can't find it. Yeah. Contrary to his claim, Radebe, that Africans held only 4% of the land in South Africa. In fact, Africans, black, colored, Indian, and white, or all Africans, owned nearly all privately held land. Yeah, that's my approach. They're all Africans. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe it's on purpose. Right. They don't even know. They don't care because they think that people are stupid enough to believe them. Oh, yeah, there are thousands of testaments by individuals of how they've been persecuted. Yep. That's because, does it say the 8th? I thought it changed to the 9th. Thank you for that. Okay. My mistake. I'll fix that. You're right. 9. How did I get that wrong? 9. Thank you for that. Okay, now it's correct. Thank you for the heads up. Yep. Masters of avoiding questions. Yeah, they are. Xavier enjoyed my ripping of him. Okay. Turds in government are so dumb they do not know that every refugee aspirant has to prove persecution. Yep, they sure do. Yeah, there are not a lot of people dumb to believe them in America and elsewhere. It's crazy. Yep. Make issues out of just nothing to be heard. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Anyway, back to where we were talking about that. I don't want to talk about the Thursday Murder Club. I want to get to that. So Lamola went to Twitter to argue with him. And that's what he said. 53 of the victims were farmers, mostly white. Continue to fight crime in all manifestations. But they don't. They don't fight crime in all manifestations. It's not a priority crime. So, fake news. BBC's Director General and the news chief have resigned for them altering information about Donald Trump on January 6th. BBC Director General and News Chief resigned after criticism of editorial practices. Broadcaster came under fire for editing remarks by President Trump that were included in a documentary which was meant to make President Trump look bad. This is not a news outlet. It's a propaganda outlet, which I've told you forever. BBC's Director General, Head of News, each resigned today after criticism over the editing of remarks by Trump that were included in a documentary. The British news broadcasters said in statements that Director General Tim Davie and BBC News Chief Deborah Turnus had decided to leave the organization. Both said in notes to staff that criticism of the organization's coverage contributed to their decisions. British outlet and Telegraph reported last week on an internal memo that the BBC, which raised allegations of bias around the editing of the president's remarks on January 6th. The memo made public by the Telegraph said the BBC edited together clips from two separate parts of the president's speech in a way that materially misled viewers. The special Trump: A Second Chance aired last year. Yep, like all public organizations, BBC is not perfect. It must be always open, transparent, and accountable. No, you're not open, transparent, or accountable. You're a fraudulent propaganda, yellow journalism outfit, and you've been exposed, and now your two leading scumbags have had to resign. Overall, the BBC is delivering well, but there have been some mistakes. No, this is fraud. This is fraud perpetrated on the world, and it leads to false impressions of President Trump, the man who's ended more conflicts than any president in history. Trump has taken legal action against several media outlets. Yep. And Trump has published this newspaper, the Wall Street Journal, after alleging they defamed him in an article about a letter bearing his name. Yes. Yeah, the Wall Street Journal has turned out to be a very despicable publication as well, which is a tragedy. It used to be wonderful. Yes, the government shutdown is still on, Nadine. We don't have 60 votes. Yep, they've sided with Sir Keir Starmer. You're correct about that. This will be a big story today, folks. A big story today. Breaking in City Press. And I got to give credit to some of these publications. Rapport and City Press have been doing a very good job exposing things of late. It really is. You're afraid dumb is contagious. Yep. That's right. The damage cannot be repaired. There should be consequences. Prison. There should be prison. Prison for intentionally misleading people like that. China's top secret gift to South Africa, 500 million rand to get access to their major military base. China will carry out an upgrade with their own technicians, not with South Africans. South Africa has construction companies. South Africa has engineers. South Africa has masons and carpenters and electricians and plumbers. But guess who's going to do the work? Chinese nationals will come to renovate a South African base. Chinese nationals will come to South Africa to renovate a South African military base. That's right. You didn't hear me wrong. The project at De Brugge is currently being handled with great secrecy at the highest level. Chinese government is quietly involved in a massive project to refurbish one of South Africa's key military bases. The redesigned upgrading of the Defense Forces Mobilization Center at De Brugge outside Bloemfontein will cost 500 million rand, according to Rapport. The cost will apparently be borne largely by China. They're carrying out upgrade with their own technicians, apparently currently in the design phase of the project. The Defense Force has labeled the project as classified and even highly secret ahead of an expected official announcement. Why is it classified? Because they're covering up Chinese involvement in the South African National Defense Force. Chinese own South Africa. What the gangsters don't own, the Chinese own. Wow. Further investigative work by Rapport and Democratic Alliance Member of Parliament Chris Wyatt has uncovered more details about the project. Wyatt, the DHT spokesman on defense, said an agreement on military aid and assistance worth roughly $260 million was signed in Beijing last year. Exactly what that entailed was never explained by the military until Project Zingiza suddenly surfaced. Project Zingiza. Wow. According to experts, it's an absurd situation where the Chinese government is aware of the finer details of the country's military bases while taxpayers and parliamentary committee are in the dark. The Chinese communists know about the plan, what's being renovated, what the costs are, who's going to do the work, and South African parliament and citizens know jack shit. You've been sold down the river by the ANC. They have sold you to the Chinese communists. Wow. According to experts, it's an absurd situation. Hatney has established that Chinese package will include certain repair and maintenance work on some of the Navy's vessels and facilities. Angie Mocheka must explain why the Chinese military has access to strategic military infrastructure and possibly sensitive naval vessels without national security risk being taken into account. According to him, it's unheard of for such products to be shielded behind clandestine classification, as this amounts to a direct assault on the country's sovereignty. Mocheka was in Beijing last September for the forum. So they claim when America makes an allegation against South Africa for racist legislation that's interfering in South African sovereignty. But they have given the Chinese communists access to De Brugge. They have given them access, and they've kept the information from the public and from the parliament. Who is intruding into South African sovereignty? It is not America. It is not America. It is Chinese communists, and they're doing it at the behest of the people who've sold the South African people down the river. They've sold Xhosa, Venda, Tswana, Swati, Khoi, San, Zulu, Afrikaners, Portuguese, Germans, English. They've sold you down the river. Oh no, the Chinese are very racist. I've never met Chinese that aren't racist. Yep. Wow. Vice Admiral Monde Lobese, chief of the Navy, was in China last May for talks with the Chinese military on strengthening military ties between two countries' armed forces. Wow. Wow. By contrast, when the United States builds a base or the United States repairs bases for countries, it's no secret. We don't hide that. We put signs up and say we're doing this, and we announce it. The U.S. government helped fund the air base in Botswana, Tebe Patswa. Helped fund it when they built it back in the 80s. And that led to people claiming it was a military U.S. base. It's not. Yeah, we built the base in Niger. No, that's no secret. We built up our base in Djibouti. No secret. Wow. So here's the other piece. Most of the stuff that the Navy uses, the Type 209 submarines, the German frigates and cruisers, the radars, the radios, all of that comes from Europe, not from China. So what are they doing? They're giving the Chinese access into sensitive military information that comes from Europe. Not only is South Africa compromising the security of South Africans, they're compromising the security of Europe, giving the keys to the palace to the Chinese. Saab, manufactured in Sweden. Now the Chinese will have access to it. Wow. Wow. Shocking. Shocking. It is still 59-40. He has not shown up yet. Wow. No, I'm not surprised how much the Chinese own. Also know they have their exclusive industrial parks and no one else can go. When my friend's WhatsApp group mentioned concern of Chinese presence in South Africa a decade, they call me conspiracy theory. Well, I've been saying it for 25 years, and I've been correct. Sadly, correct. What progress, Nadine? This is not going to go down well for South. No, it's not. It's not. Oh, this is all that Trump needs to see now. They think it was bad news before. Trump sees this, he's really going to go off on him. Zolani Kumalo will be sworn in as a counselor in Ekurhuleni from Action SA. Action SA's Ekurhuleni mayoral candidate will officially be sworn in as a counselor in the city. Is he just being brought in to be a counselor so he can run for mayor? His appointment marks a key milestone in their broader strategy to strengthen the governance capacity within Metro ahead of the 2026 elections. Well, he's not going to be the mayor, so nice try. If need be, I'll do it. Herman Mashaba eyes the Joburg mayoral race. Interview with the Toilet Paper Record IOL this week, Mashaba said that Action SA cannot identify a candidate who shared the same qualities as City of Shawne Mayor Dr. Nasife Moya and the City of Ekurhuleni mayoral candidate Zolani Domalini. He would not mind stepping in the role himself. Herman Mashaba, a person with an ineffectual mayorship, now wants to be mayor again. So far, the two candidates mentioned are the DA's Helen Zilla and Patriot Alliance's Kenny Kanani. Kenny Kanani, who hangs out with gangsters. Kenny Kanani, who goes to the home of murderers and hangs out with them. Wow. Oh, I don't know anything about Japanese fishing vessels. Where are you? Have I watched Willem Petzer's videos before? No, I don't watch Willem Petzer. He's been a guest in my program. I've been a guest in his program. I haven't watched his I haven't watched Willem Petzer's since he asked me to come on his program back in February when this all started with refugees, and then he went in front of the embassy and protested, and he was rude to Offer Connors, and I haven't watched his videos since then. Why are you asking if I watch his videos? Yep, yeah, I know Willem Petzer, but I haven't watched his videos of late. It's been a long time. I tried to watch a couple of them, but no. He disappeared for a long time and was doing something with this, don't pay taxes thing, and then he came back with videos when the refugee thing came out, and now he's putting videos out left and right. I haven't got time to watch all of them. Yeah, Sia Khaleesi, his 100th Test match in France, he sat out the entire second half owing to a red card issued to Luc de Jager, which forced the Springboks to put another lock in and take their number 6 out. They played down 14 players the rest of the way and won the game. His 110th match, and he's carried around by Arge Stayman and Eben Etzebeth, 2 locks on the pitch after the game. This is a really cool jersey. I got to get that jersey and those trousers. Sia Khaleesi marked his 100th Test cap with trademark humility and leadership, putting the team first as world champions came from behind. There's Rossi. Anyway, so yeah, Sia got his 100th and South Africa won. Yep. China's influence across Africa. China rocks up, builds stuff for free, and then annexes the country's economy and the country defaults on payment. Yep. That's been the history. Oh, and on top of that, they now sending their Chinese nationals into places like Mozambique and screwing local nationals and marrying them. So they have anchor babies all over Africa. They're doing that well also. Yeah, thank you, CB. I like the white one. The shorts would be great too. Those shorts would have to be XXL large too for the shorts probably. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. That white jersey is awesome. I haven't even looked to see if it's available, but that was a really cool jersey. Yeah. Well, it doesn't sit well with me either, John. They played very poorly most of that game. The golden child, Sasha Feinberg Umzula, was ineffective and not a positive for most of the game, but he got together late. Yep. My man of the match was Kobus Reinach, who really kept things moving and kept him out of trouble. His kicks were very good, his box kicks, and his ball handling was excellent. Grant Williams did a great job when he came in as well. Yeah, the shorts will be difficult. I don't think they sell them anywhere. Here in the States, you can buy the shorts. Getting the shorts from South Africa, kind of a challenge. Well, let me see. Where are we at here now? Well, that's what I want to check on. I want to see if the rankings have come out yet because it's Monday and the rest of the world have the rankings come out. Samoa and Belgium make winning starts. Yeah, Namibia is screwed. They're not going to make it now, I doubt. Not going to go good. So it looks like the world rankings have not been updated. It's still the same ones. Let me reload the page and make sure that's not... yeah, they haven't changed. Or have they? Doesn't say. That's what I hate. It doesn't say. Last update 3 November. Yeah, so not 9 November. Yep. So we got to wait till... yep, we got to wait till... So the 10th is when it'll be updated. Yeah, Argentina will likely not go anywhere because they beat a team much lower than them. Italy should move up in the rankings because Italy beat Australia. Australia might drop. So Italy, I mean, that's a big move for them. They could move up ahead of... I don't know. Fiji got pummeled, so maybe they can move ahead of Fiji. I don't know. But ahead of Scotland's going to be tough. But South Africa won. New Zealand won. Ireland won. England won. France lost. Argentina won. Australia lost. Scotland lost. Fiji lost. And Italy won. Yep. And USA lost badly. Yep. So we'll wait to see what happens in the world rankings coming up. Oh, that's not news. Foreign officials. You had Chinese that have been stealing. I can never. What the hell is that stuff called? What is that stuff they're stealing off the coast? That mollusk all the time. Gosh, I always forget the name of that. They've been doing that for years. Dave Ranke, where the hell have you been? Wow, man, there's a voice from ages ago. I haven't seen in a while. Yeah, the brilliance of Reinach and Williams is fantastic. Abalone, thank you guys. Thank you, Abalone. Senior. I even had a hard time when I was an analyst at the intelligence community writing stories about the abalone poaching. Yeah, abalone poaching. No, not squid. No. Abalone, that's the one. Because I don't eat that stuff. Abalone. We don't have that in America. But yeah, abalone. Is the Afrikaans name for that perlemon? Yep. Abalone is what I was thinking of. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that. It's great to have an audience. You put more minds together, you get the answers. Arctic is here. You know what it is, Arctic? It's because I have no Starbucks. You see what happens, guys? You know, you have a 30% education system in South Africa. I have a supercomputing brain fueled by Starbucks, and I've been crippled because Arctic won't let me drink it. He won't let me drink it, so I'm crippled, and my mind is gonna fade away now. Senility will set in because I don't have Starbucks. It's a terrible situation, folks. I mean, next month, by the time I get to the end of this thing, I'll be turning on the channel and I'll be, hello, this is Chris. Yeah, Chris in Central America, no, Central Pennsylvania. Yeah, and then once I get that IV infused Starbucks back in my veins back in December, it's going to be like, whew, man, the fog is cleared. He disagrees. More South Africans one place, more stupid questions, more arguments. Well, that's true. I didn't say South Africans, I said crowd. Oh, anyway, yeah. So the vote is still 59-40, folks. Let's check in on that vote right now. There's still nothing happening. I don't know where Cornyn's at. He's being an ass, not showing up there. But that's the situation live from the Senate floor. At this hour, nearly 11 p.m. on Sunday night, the 9th of November, 2025. Oh, is he arriving? He's arriving. Oh, talk about timing. Talk about timing. Senator Cornyn has just showed up. Wow. Will we get an end to the lockdown? But it won't be the end of lockdown because it has to go back to the House, folks. Has to go back to the House. Wow, 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 wow. Is this the end? Come on, where's my damn camera at? Come on. That's not it. Where the hell did my camera go? Oh, hate this. Okay. Where's the camera at? Come on. There it is. Got it. So Cornyn has arrived. There he is right there. Oh, that's not him. That's not him. Senator Cornyn has arrived, and maybe he'll vote here in the next few minutes. Oh, they got it. He voted. It's 60. There you go. It's done. 60-40. Senator Cornyn has followed his vote, and that's what the cheering was for. So we now have cloture. It can go back to the House. It can now go back to the House. Okay, there you go, folks. We're here as it took place, 60-40. Here we go.
On this vote, the yeas are 60 and the nays are 40. 3/5 of the Senate duly chosen and sworn, having voted in the affirmative. The motion upon reconsideration is agreed to.
It's not over, folks. Has to go back to the House, but they will vote on it. There you go. There you go. The Senate has voted 60-40 to invoke cloture, the nuclear option, in order to pass this bill. Wow. So where's Chuck Schumer? But it's not over yet, guys. It's got to go to the House. I'm sure it'll be fine in the House, but it has to go to the House. Look at that. How do you like that, folks? You were here with me live as history was made once again. January 6th, you were with me when history was made live. When President Trump was sworn in, you were here with me when history was made live. Yep. You were here live with me when history was made, and now we're here again when history is made. At the election in 2016 or 2020, election in 2024. Yep. So there you go, folks. Look at all these young kids there. These are the interns, the pages. Look at all the pages. None of them are white. There's an Asian, Hispanic, another Asian, a female. One white male on the right-hand side. Two white males. Of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages, only 2 are white males. Despite the fact that 38% of Americans are white males. Yep. Yep. There you go. So there you have it, folks. The motion is passed. It now goes back to the House because they made some changes in it. So the House will have to vote on it. I think with the pressure that's on, they probably will get a vote. And I bet we might even get some Democratic votes to support this in the House. But it will now go back to the House. Yep. No, Yvonne Norkia, the government is not opening up soon, not until it's passed in the House. The House could vote to alter it, and if they alter it in any way, then it comes back to the Senate and they have to vote again. No, it's not the clean bill. It's the clean bill plus provisions. It's a clean bill plus provisions. One provision includes keeping certain parts of government spending for the whole year, the rest of the fiscal year for certain parts of the government. And also a promise to have a vote on the Obama Unaffordable Care Act subsidies. So it's not a clean bill that it was. So it's not the same bill that the House sent to them. So they've marked it up. It has to go back to the House. Must go back to the House. So let's be clear about that. If everybody runs around and says it's over and gives you fake news, I'm telling you here now that this is not a done deal. There's a good chance the House will simply pass it, but that's not guaranteed, folks. Not guaranteed. So don't fall for the nonsense. There's no guarantee that this will be signed by the House. They may open this up, but it's a good sign. It is a good sign. It's not bad. It's certainly progress. One day when I'm sober, it needs to explain to me how the U.S. government can be held ransom by 3 morons. It can be held ransom by 1 moron. That's all it takes. Yep. Chuck Schumer in his crypt. Yeah. Yep. Look at all those pages. Almost none of them are young white men. Now, to be fair, 60 years ago, they'd have been all young white men, and that wasn't represented in the country either. Yep. But now it's completely the opposite. White men are underrepresented. Yep, so there you have it. Yeah, I heard it here as it happened. Yeah, it should come here. It is a step in the right direction, Yvonne Nortke. You are 100% correct. And I think that the odds are good that the House will pass the bill as it is because pressure is building on both parties now. If the government remains shut down and Thanksgiving plans are disrupted, which they will be disrupted here in just a matter of days, then these parties will be held accountable for the damage they've done to families and to the economy. So I think that there's pressure on both sides to get this thing going. So, but yes, it is a move in the correct direction. Yep. Moving swiftly, a number of them rich New Yorkers are waking up to reality, specifically target higher taxes. Well, they do vote with their feet. They leave New York. There's no reason to stay in New York City. Yep. We did the Mom Dami Blues, that song, didn't we? Didn't I have that one? I made that one already. Let's see. Where's Suno at? Suno. The Rotten Apple. Here it is. Here you go. The Rotten Apple. No, they're not getting rid of the filibuster. This is just for one bill.
Steel tower scraping, but the ground's giving way. The rats outnumber the people, that's what they say.
A dark clouds are rising, there's a storm in the streets. The apple's gone rotten,
And it's poison sweet. Let's leave the rotten apple. Let's go, let's go. Hit the road, Jack, and don't even look below. Bridges and tunnels our way to escape. Flee today. Don't wait. Don't wait.
sirens wail louder than the dreams we once made.
The sidewalks cracking, hope starting to fade. The lights still shine, but they're cold and cruel.
This city's a master,
And we're all just fools. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Tomorrow might just be too late. Let's leave the rotten apple. Let's go, let's go. Hit the road, Jack, and don't even look below. Bridges and tunnels our way to escape. Flee today. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't wait.
the parks are overgrown, the laughter's gone, where the good times were. Now shadows stretch along, and the crazy ones rule from their gilded throne, while the city crumbles, we stand alone. Yeah.
There you go. Mom Dami. Yeah. Rotten Apple. Yep. Anyway. There you go. What naval ship? Okay, Loretta. I don't know. My WhatsApp is not open. Okay. No, I don't know what ship that is. That's definitely a naval ship. Huh. I don't recognize that one. Huh. Wonder, so let me see. Okay. Let me try something. I'm going to try something, see if I can identify it. Okay. Okay. going to try something real quick. See if it works. Okay. See if that works. There you go. Good morning, Francis Collins. How are you? George is here. Welcome. Yeah, if the House votes for this, then the market's going to soar. Market will grow anyway because they think the House will do it. NASDAQ kind of will climb drastically when government reopens. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm searching with Gemini. Okay, based on the ship's design hull number, it is a Tuzla-class patrol boat, P1212, from Turkey. What is it doing in South Africa? According to Gemini, it's from Turkey. I don't know if that's true, but it looks like it. But can you believe that Carl Niehaus called Gary Player a racist? Wow, that guy is searching for relevance very badly. Very badly searching for relevance. All right, there's no point in me continuing with the feed from the Senate because the vote's done. They've passed it now. So let me go to Google News. I'm sure I'll find a bunch of news stories that are breaking now because U.S. news outlets do work 24 hours a day. Unlike and the Guardian's working. Unlike South African, they're all in bed this hour. Yeah. Super Typhoon Fung Wong slams Philippines. I did tell you there's going to be another one this weekend. There it is. Yep. Indiana Fever got a new coach. Oh, that can't be the head coach. Enough Democrats expect to vote, reach deal. Okay, CNN. Senate vote to advancing House pass stopgap funding suggesting an end to historic day. Yep, here you go. So this is why I'm telling people not to get too excited here, folks, because exactly what I said. So the Guardian is correct here. So the Senate Sunday took a vote that would end the record-setting federal government shutdown without extending the health care subsidies the Democrats demanded. Senators began voting Sunday night to advance House-passed stopgap funding legislation that Senate Majority Leader John Thune said would be amended to combine another short-term spending measure with a package for 3 full-year appropriation bills. The package would still have to be passed by the House Representatives and sent to Trump for signature, a process that could take several days. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Yep. So there you go. See, now it'd make me sign in here. Now it lets me see. The Senate reaches deal to extend government funding. A major sign shutdown is poised to end. Yep. They voted 60-40. 8 Senate Democrats. There's more to come before the government can reopen. Any one senator can delay consideration of the package for several days, plus the House will have to return and adopt the deal struck in the Senate before it gets to President Trump's desk. Yep. That's what I said. While Congress works on a potential deal, the effects of the shutdown are still being felt across the country. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy today said he believes air travel will be reduced to a trickle ahead of Thanksgiving holidays as they implement shutdown restrictions. Now they're going to ask me for that damn thing. Oh, you bastards. Anyway, Mays was on the chat. Why? Mays was here today. She was here earlier today, Nicola. You weren't. She was. Yeah, Typhoon is amazing. It's crazy. Space Force headquarters to move back to Huntington, Alabama from Colorado. Trust it's the safest place in the U.S. for Space Force to be. Well, Space Force was fine in Colorado. I've been at their base, Peterson Air Force Base. It's fine. They were fine out there. I don't know why you have to move them from Colorado. It doesn't make sense. It's in the center of the country. Why do we need to move to Alabama? I don't understand why they're doing that. That's just silly. Anyway, so meanwhile, boy, man, Jonathan Taylor just ripped up the Atlanta Falcons in Berlin, 244 yards on the ground. That was just incredible. Wow. Indianapolis Colts running back Jonathan Taylor created his own bit of history during the NFL's first regular season game in Germany's capital Sunday. NFL's leading rusher unleashed a torrent on the Atlanta Falcons, running for 244 yards, setting a franchise touchdown record and scoring a walk-off touchdown in overtime that allowed them to pull off a 31-25 win. Wow. Passed Hall of Fame back Edgerrin James for the Colts touchdown record with his 65th career score in the fourth quarter, doing so in spectacular fashion. Colts attempted to execute an inside run, but the Atlanta defense bottled up Taylor at the line of scrimmage. As he's still on his feet, he sensed an opening to his left and broke the right outside. From there, he turned the corner and did not stop until he crossed the goal line 83 yards later. Wow. He had 3 touchdowns on the day, the 4th time he's done that this season. In NFL history, only LaDainian Tomlinson has done it more, 5 times in 2006, when he was named league MVP. Taylor has 15 touchdowns rushing and 2 receiving on the year. He now has 3 of the top 4 single-game rushing performances in club history. Taylor got so hot in the fourth quarter and overtime that Shane Steichen stopped overthinking his play calling. Of the 7 plays in the Colts' game-winning drive, 6 were to Taylor runs. Yep. Wow. It's just incredible. Wow. Crazy. So, this game... Wow, what's the regular season for this season? He now has over 1,000 yards for the season in 10 games. He's averaging 113 yards a game. Wow. Average 6 yards per carry. That was his longest touchdown of the season. That's amazing. Last week he held to just 45 yards because he got limited carries, and they said he'd lost it. Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Wow. Anyway. There you have it. That's pretty cool. Got to run, says Yvonne. Okay, well, I also want to talk about the Thursday Murder Club. Wow, what a great movie. Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, Helen Mirren. Who else is in that movie? Helen Mirren, Ben Kingsley. Anyway, really good stuff. What do you mean you missed my streams reactions Unleashed? What are you talking about? It's my 3rd broadcast of the day. What streams did you miss? This is my 3rd broadcast of the day. What are you talking about? You missed my streams. I'm confused. See, did you not know about my streams? Did YouTube hide them from you? This is my 3rd broadcast of the day. We had, hang on. Let's see. Content live today. I had the Sunday edition, which had 1,904 people watch that. And then I had the Colonel's Refugee Cafe Clutch, which had 3,100 views. So, I mean, that's over 5,000 views on my streams today, plus this one now. So I'm not sure what you mean. Take care, Yvonne. Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying it sucked not be able to watch mode. Yeah. Well, Philip, there was probably no notification for this because I went live less than 30 minutes before the program, so that happened. Yeah. Yeah, Thursday Murder Club is incredible. What a great film. Pierce Brosnan was fantastic. And so was Helen Mirren. It was really good. Ben Kingsley was great in the role he played. It's really good stuff. And then the guy who played Lucifer on that TV show, Lucifer, he was in it too. He was good. Yeah, it was a really, really, really good. I enjoyed it. Weekend rugby. Yeah, no, I did. Well, yeah, yesterday I did 3 games for rugby. Yeah, exactly. I did 3 games yesterday. Plus, I produced, how many videos did I produce this weekend? I did 1 or 2 anyway. Let me see, videos. So, the 7th was Friday, so I did 2 videos as well. Yep, Trump says no to the G20. That one's got 27,000 views on it. Not great, but okay. And then I did the one that I did yesterday, Race Hustling in Defense of Racism, about the Daily Maverick. That one's got 5,400 in it. So, yeah, so to do videos, that one's like 16 minutes and 20 seconds. That took a lot of time to edit and put that together. Yep. Boy, why did the CBS fire this journalist? That one turned out very well. That one's now, how am I doing here? So, let's get about 100 per hour until maybe it'll pick up again. That one's interesting. I picked up 42 subscribers from that one. And I've got 41,000 views. So that's my best performing video in a few weeks. How did I miss this visit to Open Plus? I don't know. I advertised it. We had like 500 people show up. Yep. So someone says, talk about Snap and all the problems you have in the USA. And I said, I do, doofus. Watch the content. Next dumbass statement, please. I think these idiots think I don't actually read their comments. You're really dumb. I love all these people who've never been on my channel, and they come on here and like over the past few years of watching this guy. So I mean, it's elsewhere. So this guy says, I've noticed Mr. Wyatt over the past few years since COVID, his over-interest in South Africa and his undermining and spin always had me think him a shill agent for the U.S. and Israel. For Israel. Criticized Israel. This confirms for me. CBS, Barry Weiss, the Ellisons. Who the hell are the Ellisons? You mean Larry Ellison? The Horowitzes? Who is behind all this? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And guys like this will lead you astray for Israel and the banker elites who will use you to muddy the bloody water in Palestine and elsewhere. No such thing as ex-intelligence. To which I said, you're really an inconsequential troll. Your intellect is suspect. Grow up and go elsewhere. Stupid people should wear signs. Yeah. Yeah, they should wear signs, man. Just for that guy. Just for that guy, you know. Just for that guy. We'll play this. Where's it at here? Come on, where's it at? I want to keep smiling. Wow, how many freaking songs have I produced, man? I wish they had better stats here for, yeah, here it is. Here you go.
Stupid people should wear signs, neon bright, so we can find a way to dodge their tangled mess, avoid their chaos more, say less. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted line. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Nada, nada, don't waste your time. Politicians dance and spin, blatant lies with a practiced grin. Blame the moon, blame the stars, blame the traffic or faulty cars. You think they're 6, not 35, playing games to stay alive. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted line. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Nada, nada, don't waste your time. Celebrities with tails so tall, lost my yacht, it's so small. It's hard being rich, don't you see? You're living in your fantasy.
Wear a sign, wear a sign. Yeah, what a stupid idiot. I've watched this Mr. Wyatt since COVID. He seems to be a shill for Israel. Okay, Yannicka, safe day. And Nadine says, hi, Chris. Thanks for the update. You're welcome there. Blame the faulty car for being late to welcome USA President. Exactly. Okay, Kathy made a video for me. What kind of video is it, Kathy? Okay. So many messages come. Oh, here we go. Made a video. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let me see how that goes. Save as. Can I play it, Kathy? I assume I can. Okay, let's see. All right. Who called me? Who did I miss a call from? Oh, I missed a call. Oh. Yes, Natasha, you're a bit late to the game. Obviously, you tuned into the live. Yeah, the Senate finally reached a deal. We've been waiting since 10 o'clock. It took them till 11 o'clock for Senator Cornyn to show up. He voted. It was 59-40. Then we were here the moment they announced the vote, 60-40. So the bill will now go back to the House of Representatives. They must vote on it. The crabs were good, but they're done. That's it. I enjoyed my crabs earlier. I had jumbos. They were tasty, and it's it. That's the end of the season for now, unless they get them from elsewhere. But I don't like them from elsewhere. Okay, where the heck? There it is. Okay. Okay. Interesting people. Let's see. Let's see this one here. Okay, I don't know what this is, so we're all just going with it. This is from Kathy. Where's Dogzilla hiding at tonight?
We packed our dreams in silence, hearts full of prayer and flame. The sky held our hopes gently, whispering each name. From the southern winds of Africa, we rose with trembling grace, leaving behind the stories etched in every face. Some have crossed the ocean, some still wait to fly, but all of us are reaching for a brighter sky. It's not just a journey, it's a vow we made to honor the kindness, to never let it fade. So thank you, America, for opening your door, for lifting up the weary, for giving us more. To the president, the people, the ones who gave, you showed us what it means to be brave. We're brave enough to lead, brave enough to believe in a life reborn.
No, the shutdown's not over. You heard incorrectly.
We carry our memories stitched into our skin, but now we write new chapters where hope begins. The taxpayers, the workers, the hearts that care. You built a bridge of mercy, and we're standing there. It's not just a visa, it's a second chance to dance in freedom's rhythm, to join the dance. So thank you, America, for opening your door, for lifting up the weary, for giving us more. To the president, the people, the ones who gave, you showed us what it means to be brave. We're brave enough to leave, brave enough to believe in a life reborn, in the love we receive. Some are still waiting, watching skies unfold, but every call is sacred, every story told. We all have choices to leave and feel brave, to rise from the ashes, to walk from the cave. We thank the president, the people, guiding our steps every single day.
Yeah, sorry, folks. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Kathy. Whew. Wow. Amazing people. Amazing people. Folks, live your best life. Make the most of your life. It passes so fleeting. It goes so quickly. This adventure, which has been the whole world, but a lot of focus on South Africa in the past few years, has gone by so quickly, so quickly. Wow, I forget those things. Yeah. Thank you for that, Kathy. Wow. She inundates me with songs. That one's incredible. Wow, that was incredible. Coquetto, Big Daddy Liberty, Herman Ruiz, Steve Hofmeyer, Batu Holomisa, all my meet and greets, not all, but some of the meet and greets. Obviously, Kathy put a lot of time and effort into that. Yeah. Sandra turned this, she flipped it around on me. She said, we meet a lot of amazing people just because you and your stream. Yeah, we also did Jacqueline and all the Pink Ladies. We did that a few years ago. We did, we did, oh geez, we just did so many things. It's, my Rolodex gets bigger and bigger, and I neglect to keep in touch with people. In fact, I just wrote to Jay Lang to ask her how she's doing with her cancer. We had Perky, whatever you say, Jessica, who lives here in Pennsylvania, South African, who's a very lovely person. Found my channel, Original Gangster, but I haven't seen much of her lately. She's busy raising a family. She went through some very difficult personal experiences, but lovely family. Sent me South African postage stamps and sent me cards repeatedly. It's very kind. It's just Ronell, Debbie Morey, Ronaldo, Peter Hammond. I mean, I could sit here and name and Erica, and of course Hendo and Fiona. I could name people all night long. I could never get to all the names of all the people who's touched my life. It's been amazing. It really has been amazing. Yeah. This is why I hate that South Africans have to leave South Africa. And Conrad's laughing about something. What are you laughing about, man? Well, I have snow pictures. I have snow. In fact, that reminds me here. I received pictures. He didn't tell me I could share it, though, but Charles Kleinhaus sent me pictures of the first snow in South Dakota. So, yeah, they got their first snow. Kids are... Come on, where's it at? There you go. Oh, that's just awesome. So I don't know if I can show the people in the pictures, so what I'll do is this. Let me see if that'll work. Okay, here we go. So here are South Africans in November, early November, experiencing their first snow in the U.S., in South Dakota. There you go. South Dakota, snowing already. With Kathy's permission, I'll put a DJ Silver Eagle. With her permission. Or, I mean, I can post on this channel. Can I post it on my channel, Kathy? Yeah, there you go. So there you go, folks. That's South African refugees in America. But it's going so badly. So badly. Well, yeah, Kathy says all good. Okay, well, I'll post it. Then I'll go ahead and load it up while we're doing it right now. I'll go ahead and load it while we're sitting here talking right now. Select files. So downloads. Okay, where's it at, Kathy? Okay. Interesting people. What happens when dreams take flight? We'll call it that. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do here. All right, let's see what I've got here. Okay, generate thumbnail. Energy shutdown is beginning for the Ukrainians. That sucks. Please, can you explain to me how this works in the House? I watched the entire week and watched all debates and was under the impression they only need 60 votes. Well, Golda, first off, you don't understand. You were correct, because this isn't the House. This is the Senate, the senior body of the legislature. The Senate is comprised of 100 senators, 2 from each state representing the states, which are sovereign. The House of Representatives is divided proportionally amongst the American population. So some states, every state's guaranteed at least one representative in the House. Some states have more. California has many more. Excuse me. California with 38 million or 40 million residents, Wyoming with only 550,000, both have 2 senators. But California has a bunch of representatives, 40-some, whereas Wyoming has 1 representative. So the Senate has voted 60 to 40. The House has to have a simple majority. You can have 1 more vote than less, and it passes. So the bill has been changed by the Senate. They took the bill sent from the House. It was approved by the House weeks ago. They have amended it to change the date and put a couple provisions in it. But the spending bill is flat. And there won't be health subsidies, but they promised to vote on it later on, and also to create 3 separate budget lines to fund 3 parts of the government, probably the military and aviation and food stamps for the rest of the year. I don't know what they are. It wasn't spelled out, but they don't fund the rest of the year. So that has to go back to the House because it's been altered. The House must vote on it, and they can debate it, and they can vote on it straight away if they want. And then if they approve it, then that means that the bill is set. Then it goes to the president. But the House changes again. Then it comes back to the Senate. We do this all over again. All right. What's this? You're welcome, Jacques Belfort Connor. Thank you for your membership. So... Well, by the way, I put monetization on it, so I'm sorry if there's ads on it, but if I don't do that, then they won't promote the video at all. So if you don't put that monetization, they won't do it. So, all right, so that one's published. It probably will get 1,000 views if I'm lucky. So that's Kathy's video on there. So that's on there now. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Kathy. Yeah, eloquent Neanderthal. Yeah, I don't recognize seeing you in a while. Rudolph Skeppers. Most of us are peace-loving and just want to live a regular life. We don't want our drama or anything. Well, I don't disagree. Holden Caulfield. Okay, that's who said that. Yep, I think I've explained it, Goldie. Are you straight now? Okay. Okay, and then you got it. Okay, cool. Thank you for the beautiful song. You're welcome, Mental Chewing Gum. If you only knew how many lives you've touched, you have been our sanity and our voice, and you do it with absolute dedication and love. Thank you very much, Sync Master 89. I try. And I get a lot of views for my trouble. But you know what? It's fine. It's someone has to do it. Clint Eastwood is 95. That's amazing. What is that line? I got to get that. Yeah, there we go. It's a quote I want. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. I love it. Yes, I'm over 18. But seeing as this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, would blow your head clean off, you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? One of the best lines ever in a movie. But seeing as this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, will blow your head clean off, you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? He's like, I gots to know. Click. Well, thank you, Don Marie. Please pass around. No, I think the House will pass it, Dreamliner. Or you must be tuning in late because I've already said this a couple times in this broadcast. I think the House will pass it because there's a lot of pressure on Congress to get it done. What a great mentor. He smoked and drank most of his life. Yeah, Mum Dummy is not going to fulfill any of the promise. He's just a scam artist who got elected because people are stupid. No, Quids, calm down. First off, the House is controlled by the Republicans. They want the government to open back up. So unless Republicans vote against it, it's going to pass. It's just a question of whether it's going to be debated or not. It goes straight to the floor for a vote. So, no, don't panic. The Republicans control the House. They don't need a 60-40. They don't need a two-thirds majority, or not a 60% majority. In the House, it's a simple majority. They don't have those stupid rules. Yep, you're very late. Anyway, yeah. Anna Marie Nell, oh my goodness. You must be off watching Formula One. I haven't seen you in donkey years. Good to see you there. No, nothing has been updated. It's just been working for 24 hours, but I'm going to take it to somebody tomorrow. Take a look at it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hang on a second there. Yeah. 18 November. On my channel. Conscious Carrot wants to, hey, there we go. Herman Russ. Okay. People writing to me. Okay. So, any chance you received my email Friday? Very good chance I received the Curiosity Nuggets. I've not looked at my email since Thursday, I think. Or, no, maybe. Hang on. Didn't I spend time on Friday and Saturday looking at them? Trying to remember. Yeah, Saturday I spent like an hour answering email. I don't know. Let me go see. You guys send me stuff that have weird usernames. I never know if I've got it or not. Gmail. Let's see how many came in. Over 200 more. Okay. Let me get rid of this stuff I don't need here. Aren't many. Wow. Okay, who is it asking me if they sent me something now? I forgot what it was. Thank you for asking, Mad Max. I forgot about the Conscious Caracal thing. Yeah, there'll be protests each one. Who cares? We won't be there. Thanks. I would have slapped a few 30%ers if it wasn't me. Okay, who asked me about email? Now I don't see it here. Yeah, Charles, they met the target thanks to some really nice support from some folks, including Dogzilla. Someone asked me if I checked the mail. Oh, I'm sorry, Betty, I didn't see it. God, how do we skip ahead some here? Jacques, I saw. Thanks for all the accurate information. You're welcome. Betty, member 4 months. You're welcome. Thank you. I think you're very welcome. Yeah, nothing is free in life, so watch the damn ads. Exactly. Please do that. Okay, evil Dems, no. Okay. Yeah, did Nicholas sort out her PDF problem? That's a good question there. Okay, where is this email thing at? I saw somebody said, did you get an email from me? Karen has a big stamp collection my grandfather left me. He taught me. Oh, wow. I used to be a big stamp collector, too. I do collect stamps now. In fact, I bought some recently. Let me see. So here's. I don't like stamps now because there's adhesive ones, you know, the sticky ones. But I got this one for the anniversary of the Army. So 250 years of my U.S. Army since 1775. I got that one, a sheet of stamps. That one I got. Also got this one here, which is Hank Aaron. He's forever stamp celebrating Hank Aaron, baseball legend, home run king. And, wait, I can't buy that. I thought I was a racist. They said I was a racist. Why would I buy that stamp? And then this one for Betty White, forever stamps. I was a big Betty White fan. So, yeah. That's a few that I bought. So, I buy them occasionally. Yep, so. They're not cheap. I mean, the Hank Aaron stamps are $14.60, 73 cents a stamp now. Good Lord, stamps used to be 2 cents a piece. Betty White was $29 because it's 40 stamps. Damn. Not cheap, folks. Not cheap. I used to collect stamps from all over the world. Another reason why I love, you know, geography and everything so much, because I used to love that. So that's just one. I think I've got more behind me there. So I got more upstairs. I got back into collecting stamps since I moved to Pennsylvania once I was settled down and not moving every freaking year. It's hard to have a stamp collection when you're constantly moving around because it just gets lost or stolen. So there's that. Do I have any more here? Let me see. Oh, I have this one, which was a gift from Courtney. Yeah. This was a gift from Courtney. Courtney sent me this. Very kind of him. It's like a first day, not a cancellation, but his first day cancellation of President Trump, his inauguration for the 60th. Courtney sent that to me. Very kind of him. It's a nice one. I really like that one. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, using your phone is a very difficult way to do things. Using your phone is very difficult. I also told you guys that when I was out west, I finally got myself my lifetime pass as a veteran, Gold Star veteran for the national parks. So now I have a pass. I can go to any national park for free, military. It's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. And this is the parking pass. You got a parking pass you put on your, you just hang the thing up on the window mirror, or the rear view mirror. Chance you receive by, okay, that's what's Curiosity Nuggets, a Friday, okay? Friday, Curiosity Nuggets, that's the one. Okay, Curiosity Nuggets, you sent me something on September 10th. Okay, but now I know who that is, so I can, okay, let me try that, okay. Don't think I ever saw this message. November 6th, you sent me something, okay? Okay. Okay, gotcha. I don't know what I can do for you there, but yeah, that's something's definitely wrong there. Thank you, Curiosity Nuggets. I have your email. I'll see if I can do something. Can I maybe gift you all the stamps my grandmother let me collect over the years? Well, Yuri Smith, you're welcome to if you like. That's very kind of you. My recommendation would be if it's not too much physically to carry, that you wait until I come to South Africa. You can give it to me. Russia had amazing Olympic stamps. My grandfather exchanged most out, just kept really early ones. Yep. Love our rural postal carriers. You can really develop a relationship. Yeah, visit you 6 days a week. No, I found it. I found it. Well, it was because it was November 7th on your side. It's November 6th when I received it. Yeah, I'll look into it, Curiosity Nuggets. Thank you for that. But I mean, yeah, I don't have an answer for you right now. I'll see what I can do. Anyway. Yeah, important stuff still comes snail mail. Documents, things, yeah. The exception are things that have to be overnight, like legal documents, things like that. They'll put those overnight and they send it through FedEx or UPS or something like that, or the express mail for the post office. DA ministers, United States citizens emerged in DAs. Yeah. So how's that a problem? How's that a problem? Yeah, that's why they want to remove him. But I didn't see that story published. My viewers told that. Let me see if I can find, maybe if I look into a search this way. Dion George. Dion George, okay. DA minister confirms dual citizenship as removal from position discussed. And it's not the reason for his potential removal. Yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem. He recently confirmed he is a dual United States citizen and that he used his passport for official travel purposes. Well, you're not a U.S. citizen, Dion George. You're either U.S. citizen or South African. Make a choice. Sit or get off the pot. Don't be a dratsitter. Yep. Yeah, stamp collection was stolen, yeah. Wow, that sucks, Del Marie. That is hard to get over. Sorry to hear that. There's Maze. People are asking after you, Maze. They're asking, say, what's going on, Maze? What's going on, Maze? Who has some kind of reading disability? The minister has traveled in his official capacity in the United States, where he holds citizenship, to attend the United Nations General Assembly as part of the delegation invited by the president. For this engagement, he used his United States passport as required by protocol and with the consent and approval of the president. So, he was offered the deputy trade minister position. Wow. He just doesn't understand that to be minister, you have to work and be seen to be working. He doesn't have a connection with the relevant stakeholders and reports the parties are underwhelming. Wow, so like Anju Macheka is overwhelming? Ronald Lamola is overwhelming? Give me a freaking break. Wow. Wow, Yuri, that's pretty cool. The sacking of Dion George, how a progressive minister is being taken down by wildlife breeders. By Don Pinnock. The move to oust him... the National Elephant Heritage Strategy of Policy, Integration, and Conservation. When South Africa's National Elephant Heritage Strategy was gazetted this year, it looked like a triumph for inclusive environmental policy, a humane, forward-looking plan to celebrate elephants not just as wildlife, as part of our shared cultural and spiritual heritage. What? It promised to move the country beyond exploitative logic of the past into a new area of coexistence. This sounds like gobbledygook. But the same progressive vision that made that such a breakthrough has now placed its strongest defender, Dion George, in the crosshairs. His potential fire is not just a personnel change. It is the culmination of a campaign by powerful private wildlife interests to recapture the department and reverse 2 decades of reform. The story of how the elephant in Dabo was staged and spliced into the heritage strategy is not a sideshow. Anyway. Internationally, his opening statement at the COP30 Leaders Conference in Brazil was both principled and forward-looking, but would have left wildlife breeders seething. So he made enemies. So that's what it's all about. Dion George is a leftist, and people are trying to take him down, is what the story claims. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that the DA is just wicked. Yeah, well, she can go. She hasn't done jack shit. He didn't make Bantu Holomisa defense minister. Yep. Oh, your classmate. Got you. Just a quick question. Anyone else that reached out to you, similar problem? No, that's the first time I've heard of that problem. Curiosity Nuggets. That's the first time I heard of it. All right. Why? I'm going to be a dual citizen but a single taxpayer. Anyway. Hold on, me to know. So who would you pick for the defense minister, Arctic? Who would you pick? No, the CakeNet story is supposed to be in the spring. The CNN story about, now it's behind a paywall, probably won't be able to watch the damn thing, about South Africa is going to be before the G20 summit. That's what I need to check in on. All right, sent CNN a message about the documentary. Critical Reviewer, welcome to you. Used to buy postcards when I went on holiday, and when I came back, sent those to pen pals. Corne Mulder or Groenewald? Okay, yeah, that's a good choice. I wouldn't disagree with that. But the military is hampered until it gets a proper budget. They really can't do anything. And now the Chinese have their fingers in it. Salty Cracks, Vanna Durant. It has been Salty Cracks. That's the first super chat of the show. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. And we're at just the same pace as last month. We're not going to get back to the salad days of April, May, June until viewership gets back over 100,000 views per video. Yes, Mad Max, YouTube does suck, but no one can replicate what YouTube does, so I'm kind of stuck. And the Truth Report's over 100,000 subscribers now. Let's go take a look and see how they're doing. I haven't heard from anybody about that since it hit 100,000. No, it just says 100,000, so it hasn't got to 101 yet. Yep. I need you guys to watch my videos on the Truth Report. I'd appreciate that. Go to the Truth Report and watch my videos. Don't just subscribe because, I mean, my views are not as high as they should be there. You're going to hibernate, says Hannes. Okay. Wake up. Yuri Smith, you're late to the program. No, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that the bill has passed the Senate. They've put cloture on it. So that's a nuclear option, and they voted on it. It will now go to the House. If the House approves it, then it goes to the President. So, wow. Yep. Okay, guys, it has been a lot longer show than I intended. It looks like people are showing up now, but unfortunately, I need to end because I need to make some videos. It's almost midnight. First thing I need to make is I'm going to explain what happened in the Senate tonight, okay? All right? So I don't want people to get the wrong impression, and I must explain that in terms for South Africans, okay? All right? Thousands. Okay, wow. Okay, cool beans. Be sure to hit the like button, folks, if you haven't done already. Thank you for that super chat. I'm not sleeping, but I'll go to bed a little bit later on. Tomorrow, I thought my day was free, but I'm wrong. I'm a guest speaker at a Veterans Day event, so I have to give a speech tomorrow night. And then on Tuesday, I've got a medical appointment about the hip. And then where do we go from there? I can't believe that lockdown has such a great effect on us in South Africa. It has such a big effect on everybody around the world. It's not a lockdown. It's a shutdown. Not a lockdown. It's a shutdown. The shutdown has a big effect on everybody because we're the world's piggy bank. We feed the world. And without the United States, the world is missing. Notice how the Chinese are capitulating now on trade. All right? All right. See you guys later on. And look for my video coming out shortly, okay? All right. You guys have a good day. Thank you for being here. And Conrad says, for your midnight Cook Sisters. That's not fun. I don't eat Cook Sisters, but thank you for that. They're too sweet for me. They remind me of Krispy Kreme. I don't like Krispy Kreme. No, I don't have an interview with Conscious Caracal tomorrow. It's on the 18th he wants to do it. So I just wrote back to him when you guys remind me of that. Okay. All right. So, yeah, he hasn't written back to me. He just got it. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it because we're not spending money. Maybe we'll get a balanced budget for once. Be hard given that 72% of the budget is, or 68% is, 18%, 72% is non-discretionary. But anyway. All right, guys, take care. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Appreciate it. And we'll see you later today. All right? Well, still tomorrow. tomorrow for me, but later. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye. Okay, that's news to me, Mad Max. He says the 18th.